NBA player James Harden sued for alleged negligence in SA case against his nephew. This is going to be an interesting one, man. This is I'm going to let the news tell it first, and then we're going to dive into it. Because mind you, I got the detailed information on this website. And then on top of that, I got the paperwork from the actual lawsuit from the plaintiff, who is, by the way, is a 40-year-old realtor. Her name is Marissa Watley. She's the one filing this suit. Oh, man. Marissa Watley, plaintiff, versus Justice Armani Blackburn, which is James Harden's nephew. James Harden, John Doe security guards 1 through 10, and Doe corporate employer of John Doe security guards. So basically the company that the security guards are under. Wow. So this is gonna be interesting. Let's we'll let the news say it first. We'll give them a shot. Let's see if they're gonna be, because this is ABC. This is ABC, so they might be biased. They might have it, in a way where, Marissa Watley, she's the victim. No matter what, she's the victim, right? But let's give them a shot. We'll give them a shot.
Houston Rockets star James Harden is named in a lawsuit just filed in Harris County.
And so for more on this lawsuit, let's bring in our Jeff Ealing. And Jeff, good morning to you. So this woman claims this all happened at a New Year's Eve party.
Yes, good morning to both of
you. Another New Year's Eve party, just like Kai Cenat. Eddie, man, and you already know alcohol was involved. You already know this bitch. What they say this bitch name? What her name is? Marissa, because I got her Instagram. Hold on for a sec. Marissa Watley. They got her. I know they got her Instagram somewhere, because they say she's a realtor, but we already know realtors are 304. Oh, she put her account on private, guys. I already know before this she did not have her account on private. She put her account on private because she already knew she was going to get ripped. She got her account. She put her account on private immediately. Anywho.
That is right. The lawsuit claims that Harden's nephew sexually assaulted the woman, but that Harden's security team escorted the woman's friends out of the party, even though she was still inside. Now, according to court documents, they claim that they were removed and it prevented them from stopping the alleged attack. The defendants of the lawsuit include Harden, his nephew, 10 security guards, and the business that employed those guards. So far, no word.
So it just goes straight into, we're going to sue James Harden for his paper. Oh my goodness.
Of any pending criminal investigations into this, and Harden's legal team has not commented on that lawsuit. Reporting live in the newsroom, Jeff Ealing, ABC 13 Eyewitness News.
Anyway, let's look at this, because we're not going to do the paperwork. We're saving this paperwork for a live stream. We're gonna cover that in a live stream very soon. Definitely, I'll say definitely the next live stream we will read this paperwork, right? But we don't have time, because trust me, I'm the type, we'll read the paperwork. I've done this many times. I will. So we'll get into that. But right here, shout out to the news break. So because they have it described perfectly, because they've summarized what they saw in the paperwork. Right. June 23rd, 2025, Wigder LLP, in collaboration with L. Wenger Henderson LLP, filed a lawsuit in the District Court of Harris County, Texas, on behalf of plaintiff Marissa Watley. Okay. The complaint names NBA superstar James Harden and his nephew Justice Armani Blackburn, John Doe security guards 1 through 10, right? So I guess there were 10 security guards in a situation where I guess they escorted the bitches out or something like that. I don't know. Lawsuit alleges SA by Blackburn and negligence by Harden and his security team and their corporate employer. And like I said, another, Negro themed New Year's Eve party where nothing good can come from that, right? So let's look at the details of the allegation, right? Let's go into the details. It says, according to the complaint, Marissa Watley, a 40-year-old real estate agent, mind you see on the ABC News situation, they didn't mention that. They didn't even mention. I don't even think. What did they mention her? Okay, they mentioned her name, but they didn't mention her age. So this is very important stuff. So yeah. First of all, she's a 40-year-old real estate agent. How old is Justice Armani? How old is this ninja? How old is this ninja? How old is James Harden nephew? So okay, what they say? What AI say? one of James Harden's nephews, Justice Armani Blackburn, is described in the lawsuit as being 27 years old. So that's probably in the lawsuit. So they read that in the lawsuit. Okay, so in the lawsuit, he's 27. So this is a 27-year-old. You cougar, you. Marissa Watley, you cougar, you. Anyway, and besides, James Harden's like what, 35? Yo, because let's be honest, she was there for James Harden. But anyways, okay, according to the complaint, Marissa Watley, a 40-year-old real estate agent, attended a New Year's Eve party at a Houston club called Polecats, where she and her 304 friends, referred to pseudonymously as Jane and Emily, encountered James Harden in the VIP section. So automatically, we already know what she there for. We already know this is a clout chasing 304. That's the one thing I always say. Like, when you see these bitches always caught up in these things. Oh, this celebrity did this to me. I'd be like, out of all the places in the world, you in whose hotel room? And these bitches be from like Idaho, Wyoming, all types of random spots. Be like, how the hell you end up in somebody's hotel room in New York City or Atlanta or one of these spots, and you from Idaho, and you saying this? I'm like, you couldn't be nowhere else in the world. How did you get there? Anyways, continuing on, it says they later learned of an after party at Harden's mansion and arrived there via Uber around 3:30 in the morning on January 1st, 2025. Come on. I mean, you go into a motherfucker's house at 3:30 in the morning to do what? First of all, she was there to fuck. Let's not even, come on. She was already there to smash. Okay, so it said at the mansion, security guards checked identifications and instructed guests to leave phones in their vehicles, which Watley could not do as she had no car. So she's broke. I'm sorry, whoever you are, Marissa Watley, we already know what this is. You broke. Let's look at her links. What she got? What they say she a mortgage loan officer / realtor. This bitch low key, she's an escort, but I'm just gonna leave that alone. And mind you, like I said, we talked about the 304 professions, and we already know realtor is definitely in the top 10, definitely in my top 10 when it comes to 304 professions. Okay, reading on. In the mansion's recording studio, Watley met Justice Armani Blackburn, Harden's nephew, who offered her and her friends a drink from a bottle of liquor. Here we go. After consuming the drink, Watley's memory became hazy and she experienced difficulty speaking and staying conscious. The complaint alleges that Blackburn, aware of Watley's vulnerable state, urged her to follow him and subsequently R-worded her in a bedroom while she was semi-conscious. Watley recalls waking to the assault, repeatedly saying no, and Blackburn demanding to know if she was on birth control. This is literally what... Do you guys, I don't know, maybe some people might not remember. Do you remember the Jovi Pena videos I made? I made like 2 live streams about the situation and a video. And because of the Jovi Pena situation, I ended up going on that black feminist panel and literally losing hope in black women. This is what this reminding me of right now. This is crazy. Anyways, Watley alleges that a security guard entered the room post-assault, ordered her to leave, and escorted her out of the mansion despite her protest about losing her phone. Disoriented and traumatized, she sought help from a neighbor who assisted her in contacting her sister, Elena. Watley later learned that her friends Jane and Emily had been searching for her for hours, having recovered her phone and alerted her sister after being forcibly removed from the mansion by security. Yeah, she's capping. And mind you, it's always funny to me. They always talk about, that's the only reason why these guys are getting in trouble, because they're dealing with these young women. And remember Shannon Sharp dealing with a young white woman. I'm saying it don't matter what age, no matter what race, they're children, dog. It's great. This is no accountability, bitch. You got pumped and up. You thought you was somebody because you thought you were a 40-year-old realtor. You thought you was somebody, and you got treated just like the rest of the bitches, pumped and dumped. And you trying to blame it on the alcohol. You already knew what you was down for. You already knew what you was there for. You knew what you was there for. You just regretted it. You regretted it. Regret is not grape. But this is what women have been trying to do. This is what women have been pushing. This is what they've been pushing. Negligence claims against Harden and security. The lawsuit claims that Harden's security team was negligent in failing to protect Watley despite clear warning signs. Jane and Emily, who also lost consciousness after so y'all all collectively lost consciousness after drinking from Blackburn's bottle. Oh Lord. Okay, so they're saying like they're saying that the security guards were lying on James Harden's behalf or on Blackburn's behalf. They said they informed security guards that Watley was missing and her phone was still in the mansion. The guards allegedly lied, claiming no woman remained in the house, even though a woman was visibly passed out in the studio and Watley was elsewhere in the mansion. The complaint further alleges that the guards delayed rescue efforts, including lying to Harden's sister, Amik Jelks, about Watley's presence after being provided a photo for identification. The plaintiff, Marissa Watley, whatever the bitch name is, asserts that the security team's actions or lack thereof enabled the assault. The guards were aware of multiple intoxicated women in the mansion, including one passed out in plain sight, and knew of Blackburn's history of threatening and violent behavior, including a prior conviction for criminal trespassing involving threatening conduct toward a woman while intoxicated. The lawsuit accuses Harden of vicarious liability for his security team's negligent rescue, and negligent supervision, alleging that their failure to act promptly allowed Blackburn to A-word Watley. And like I said, with these situations, there's always alcohol involved, clout chasing involved. So like this is where you know people want to, you know, they'll get mad at me when I say this, right? So I always say this: imagine, okay, say in opposite land, say if James Harden's nephew is guilty of this, right? What was going to stop her from? What was going to stop her that day from going to James Harden's mansion? What? They went to the club targeting James Harden. They went specific. They knew James Harden was at the club. They didn't just pull up at a random club. Oh, James Harden just happens to be at this club. What a coincidence. No, they knew James Harden was at the club. They went straight to the VIP section. Come on now. Like, bro, what was gonna, bro? So I don't even have time for the nonsense. First of all, I think she's lying. This is literally exactly what happened to Jovi Pena, right? When she accused Kai Cenat's friend of doing the unthinkable to her, right? And then Kai Cenat's friend literally dropped the sex tape of the damn decade on the beach, and it proved that the sex tape showed that it was consensual. No, I'm not trying to give out any graphic details, but the sex tape clearly showed was like it was clear this was consensual. And she was saying, oh no, I was passed out, I didn't know. And she kept changing her story after. I'm like, oh, this bitch, I didn't know what happened, but this is what happened. And you're just like, ma'am, stop. Just stop. You were there clout chasing. You was looking for Kai. You kept mentioning his name. You wanted to screw Kai, and you ended up, you know, quote unquote, settling for Kai's associates, one of Kai's associates. You lied about being assaulted, and he had to drop the sex tape on you to show that you was capping. Because the crazy thing is when Kai's friend, I forgot his name, when he dropped the sex tape, but basically putting him on the clear, she still was claiming that this was this was non-consensual. She's like, didn't you put the audio of me screaming for help? You're just like, oh my God, bitch, just stop. Oh my Lord. But like I said, with the Jovi Pena situation, that's what I'm trying to tell people. Like, that was the story where I went on the Black feminist panel, because I was just so I couldn't believe that they were still defending Jovi Pena, even though the sex tape dropped, clearing the defendant, right? And I was like, I'm like, didn't y'all? And I was telling the ladies, I was like, didn't y'all watch the tape? Didn't y'all see where she lied about not knowing? She didn't even remember what happened. She was passed out. That's all she said. And then you're looking at bruh. That tape was funny as hell, though. I'm not even gonna lie. That tape was funny as hell. Then the dude had to narrate. This dude had to narrate his own sex tape. He was like, "I'm in the here. I am in the back shots position. Clearly, you see her throwing it back on me." I was sitting there laughing my ass off because I thought that was hilarious. And it was sad that the young man had to delete his Instagram, his Twitter, because he was getting harassed by male simps and all this stuff. So, but like I said, this is whatever her name, Marissa Watley. Like I said, it don't matter the age. She's 40. Jovi Pena, I think at the time 19 or 20. She was either 19 or 20 or 21. She was between the age of 19 or 22. Same thing. You dealing with clout chasing bitches like this, you're gonna end up with drama.